Still typing invoices? That's hours lost you'll never get back. Log into your Big Red Cloud account, open the Purchase Importer, and automate your invoices in seconds. Tired of chasing paper receipts or digging through emails? Snap a photo, send it, and let AI post your invoice for you. Ready to simplify your accounting? Join our free webinar series starting August 7th for more support.
Hey, how are you? My name is Shane in Big Red Cloud, and we're going to take a look today at the Purchase Importer and how that works. So the first thing we're going to do here is head up to the administration section because we want to create an API key. An API key is what we're going to use to log into the app on our phones. Instead of the email address and password, you're going to use this key. So you want to go into the administration section, and if you don't see that available, you just need to get your main user or administrator to do this step for you. Once you're in the administration section, you'll then see 5 options underneath. You want to select the very right option, API keys. So that'll present you with the same screen I have in front of me here. Then what you want to do is make sure the company you're looking to create the key for is the one that's highlighted on the left. You may only have one company here, but just in case you have more. What we'll do then is select add, and then we'll name our key. That can be anything you like at all. The name doesn't really matter. We'll click save, and now you can see our key is being created. So the key is a long awkward mix of letters and numbers here. So if we can avoid typing that out on our phone to log in, we will. And so the best thing to do in that situation would be to come along here to the edit option. Just highlight this, right click, copy. And then if you email that key to yourself and then open up the email on your phone, copy the key and then paste that into the app to log in. And just regarding downloading the app, if you're using an Android phone, you'd go to the Google Play Store, seen there on the left. And if you're using an iPhone or an Apple phone, you'd use the App Store, seen on the right there. And so you'd search in the app then for Big Red Cloud, you'd download it, and then upon opening it the first time, you'd be presented with the following screen. And you're just going to see one field here to enter. So usually, you'd enter your email address and your password, but here, this is where you're going to use your API key that we just created. So once you paste that key in here and click login, you'll see this screen then. So you'll just see a list of your customers, and that's the button you're looking for the snap and send feature in the bottom center, the red camera button. If you select that, you'll be able to choose to take a new photo or to select a photo from your device. So you can just take a photo then or upload a photo of an invoice and then send it straight through to the Purchase Importer. Okay, so we've looked at setting up the API key and downloading the app on our phone. The next thing we'll do here is take a look at the supplier settings, because we'll notice there's a couple of new options available to us once the Purchase Importer has been enabled on the account. So if we go into, let's say, our supplier, Sally the supplier we'll use for the example, we'll click change. We'll notice there's a box here at the bottom. So these are your Purchase Importer settings where you can set defaults for all invoices that are going to come in through the Purchase Importer. So we've set here that the default analysis category for Sally the supplier is goods, and that's the matching nominal for goods. We also specified that it's always a purchase for resale rather than a purchase not for resale. So anytime Sally the supplier is detected, those settings will be automatically applied to the invoice that comes in. And just while we're in here, I will point out the VAT reg as well. So the primary thing that the Purchase Importer will look at to match an invoice to a supplier account is the VAT reg number. So it's a really good idea to get those populated in there. So to actually open the Purchase Importer, what we're going to do is pop in here to the Purchases book. We'll notice the Purchase Importer is now an option at the very bottom on our red bar. If that's not something you're seeing there, just reach out to our accounts department and they'll be able to advise you on that. So if we click this Purchase Importer, it'll bring us into the Purchase Importer screen, where I have a filter on now that's only going to show me this one. So I have a filter set here that the status does not contain transactions created, because I don't want to see the ones that I've created already, because we've already actioned those, so there's no need to be seeing those in here. This one is being flagged as a potential duplicate, and that's because it's the same one I've uploaded already, but you wouldn't normally see that if you're doing different invoices each time. So what we'll do here is I'll show you how this works. So we're going to tick this here to say we're going to action it. You'll notice you have a few options here along the bottom. The main options you need to be concerned with are upload documents, if you're going to upload them from your computer, then process documents, and then create transactions. So there is some other options like split document. If you have a few pages on the invoice, for example, and you only need one, you can specify which page you want to keep and which you want to get rid of, and obviously mark as duplicate if it's something you've already uploaded or already entered. and delete as well. So you can only delete transactions once they're not under the status transaction created. Once the transaction has been created, you can't delete them then. So what we're going to do here now is, once this is ticked, we're going to come down here and select process documents. So you can see here at the bottom right, that's processing now. It also says up here under the status. Okay, that's finished processing now for us. So just to point out as well, you're not forced to sit and stare at the screen while it's processing. It can actually be fully closed down and it'll still process away in the background. What I notice a lot of customers do is just they upload it throughout the day through whatever method they'd use, whether it's the email or the app, and then right before they head home they might just tick them all and set them to process. So then when they come in the morning, all those should be processed and ready to be actioned then. So taking a look at this one that we've just processed, if we click here underneath file name, you'll notice there's a blue hyperlink, which clicking will allow you then to view the invoice itself, which is quite handy. And you can also view that from the purchase book now. I'll show you in a sec. So let's say we want to scroll over here to the right, and we want to make sure that all our settings are populated. Do you remember we had set goods as the default analysis category for Sally the supplier, and that's the matching nominal there. And we also specified that it was a purchase for resale, so that's why it's put it under 23 as a purchase for resale there. You'll notice as you're scrolling across, by default these are not locked. So when you're scrolling across, see the way the file name at the top left here kind of disappears as you're scrolling? What I find is handy, if you go over to the very left, the file name is probably the handiest one because it allows you to quickly open it and you can physically look at the invoice. So what I like to do is click those three dots. Those three dots are available under each of these column headings. If you click it for that one and then go lock, you'll notice now this is locked. You see this little line coming down here. So if you're scrolling over to the right now, the file name will stay put where it is at the top left. So that's quite handy, you know, if you're looking to see is it a for resale or should it be not for resale, you can quickly have a quick glance here, find out what you need to find out and then populate it in. So I'm happy now that everything's been filled in here for each of these fields, anything that's necessary anyway. So once we're happy with that, we'll keep this ticked, and then after process, create transactions. So just again, it's upload, process and create transactions. So we can see the status says processed, so we know the next thing to do, create the transactions. So now one purchase book entry totaling 246 was created. So if we head into our purchase book, so I had created two already, but we should see a third one there now. So there's Sally the supplier in twice, and there's the one we just created here now. So you can see how that could save you a lot of time, you know, when if you're continually entering these all out manually, just to be able to pop them into the purchase importer and do it like that, it's super helpful. Okay, so we've looked at setting up the app and using the app to send invoices into the purchase importer, and we've looked at uploading documents or invoices directly from your PC into it. So the third and final method then that we have of getting our invoices into the purchase importer would be via email. So if we go up here at the top on the red bar, click setup, down towards the bottom select purchase importer, you'll then be shown this screen in front of you, and this is where you can decide the email address that you're going to send your invoices to for them to land in the purchase importer. So it can be absolutely anything at all, but it just has to finish with @pi.bigredcloud.com. So if we just put your company name @pi.bigredcloud.com, click save, confirm it, and then if you send any email to that address with an attached invoice, that invoice will land in the purchase importer then ready to be processed.